is the Dublin Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
Right then, people, just gone 4 minutes past 9 here. Trickstar Radio, we're back inside the building once again. Welcome back to Breakfast with Kovu as we jump into today's edition of the Interview Hour. We've got a very special guest in the building. I'm very excited for this one. Obviously, we've been speaking for a little while beforehand, getting this show ready, which I'm very excited. OC joins us this morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to have you in. Always got a smile on your face, which is always good to see.
Oh, always.
So for those that aren't aware, I like to do a bit of background on people when we do these kind of interviews so people know exactly who they're listening to. Talk to me a bit about who OC is and what you do on a day-to-day basis.
OC, that is me. I'm a self-proclaimed DJ, self-taught. I started DJing with a little controller and a Bluetooth speaker.
Wow.
Back in the first lockdown, and just been practicing ever since. I wanted to DJ for a long time, and yeah, that was a perfect time to do it. So I think it's just kind of like a classic story. Lockdown hobby, but yeah, it's going places. I'm really excited, and yeah, OC is my initials, so that's how we came up with the name OC.
I mean, it's been quite cool to watch, obviously, from the side, because I'd actually heard your name before we got in contact and started organising getting you on the show. I think I saw that flyer that you're on with One Man. I think I saw that flyer beforehand.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So we'll talk a little bit about that and a few other bits as well. But how have you found, I suppose, the end of lockdown coming in? Obviously, I've seen you kind of playing around a fair bit. You're starting to get involved in a lot more of a live sort of sphere. How have you found, I suppose, transitioning from essentially doing it from a hobby to it being more of a kind of, hang on, we're onto something here sort of scenario?
Yeah, good question. Well, I knew I wanted to play out as soon as possible. It was actually my 2020 New Year's resolution, but then that came to a screeching halt. So I was like, 2021, I'll play out somewhere. But yeah, like I said, I just had a little controller. So going from hobby to playing out, I was booking myself in at Pirate Studios, having some sessions there, because obviously they've got the big CDJs, which I'm really glad I did do, because even though the buttons are all the same, it's a big step up.
Yeah.
And my first pirate session I did, I went by myself, and it was all dark and scary down this like alleyway, and I was like, oh my god.
The one Hove's up in like Hangleton area, isn't it? So
yeah, it's like down an industrial estate, and it was all dark, and I was thinking, oh my gosh.
Tell you what though, it's good for press shots around there. Very good location for press shots.
Press shot? I thought you said restaurants there. I was like, really? But yeah,
there's a fabulous Italian around the corner. But yeah, sorry. So obviously you've gone from obviously then going to turning up a pirate, kind of getting used to this newer sort of scenario, I suppose, kind of leveling up, kind of expanding on what you've kind of picked up over that lockdown period. How does it go from that to then suddenly OC is playing in every bar in Brighton under the sun?
Oh, stop it. Well, what happened first? I played in Block Bar because my friend knows the guy that runs it, so she got asked to do a Sunday like 2 till 9 p.m, and she was like, I don't want to DJ for that long, so she got myself and Amanda down. Where else? Shelter Hall. I dropped them an email, explained what I've been up to and how I'd love to play for them, because I was basically drinking there like every day since they opened, so I was like, let's give it a go, see if I can play there.
Let's give it a whirl.
Yeah, so that worked out nicely. I met with Suze, who does all the music stuff there. She's really cool, and I feel like we have a lot in common actually, because it turns out she created a female DJ collective back in the day, before female DJs were really like as popular and prevalent as they are now. So yeah, just kind of just people I know, and like just putting myself out there with like a couple of emails here and there. So yeah, it's really, Brighton's a small place, like it's quite easy to just kind of get your name in there.
Yeah, to find the right conversation to be in, I suppose.
Yeah, so like, it's a nice music community here, as you know. Like there's just so many people that you can run into and speak to, and everyone's supporting everyone. So yeah,
awesome. I mean, with that then, obviously you have now started playing out in a fair few places. I've seen a few things down at Shelter Hall. I've seen you in a few bits down there.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favourite bit about performing? Because obviously it still must be quite a newish, not to sound patronising, it still must be quite a newish sort of experience playing
totally.
these like playing different venues and stuff like that. What's your favourite bit about actually going out and performing to people more than anything else?
Well, I guess I haven't really played in a gig setting yet, apart from once a couple of weeks ago. So I've basically just been doing like bar background music stuff, and I definitely get a thrill out of it. So it's just really nice, like being able to provide the right kind of tunes for the right time, the right vibe, and I do get a bit nervous beforehand, even though it's just in a bar sometimes, but I think that's going to happen every time. But yeah, I'm really excited to play more gigs. I've got a really cool one, which you mentioned earlier, coming up in August. I'm supporting One Man and residencies in Corsica Studios in London. So I'm really excited to have like
that's an amazing booking.
Oh, I was so excited. It came from my Bloop show, Bloop London Radio. I dropped a recently released track by Benjamin Groove called Folia, and then Sweet Nothings and all of those guys kind of caught wind that I was like using their tracks and playing the sort of music they like. So and then Concrete Music approached me and were like, hey, we want to book you for this event, and I said yes.
Amazing. I mean, it's been such a cool thing to kind of watch, and obviously you've grown into it quite quickly. You seem to be very on it with like making sure stuff's up on time, and like things are in the right places, and just the sort of the back end side of it. Have you found you've adapted to that side of things quite quickly? Because there's a lot that has to go into it if you want to do it properly that people may not necessarily know about.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm a very organised person. Like, I actually really enjoy being super, super organised. So yeah, I've really and because this is something I really love doing, obviously it's my passion, so I'm just really happy to like organise my life around it and just get things in on time, like radio shows, guest mixes, stuff like that. So and I'm very visual, so I've got like lots of calendars on my phone that I follow. So yeah, maybe a bit OCD, but there we go.
I mean, ask anyone who's had a conversation with me in the last couple of years. I look at that and go, yes, it's the right thing to do.
Nice.
I also appreciate you getting here nice and early this morning as well. It's made my life so much easier not having to worry.
That's okay. I'm normally 5 to 15 minutes late, so that was really, don't expect that to happen again.
Okay, I'll take it as a compliment. So we're going to jump into a tune next. This one, Crazy P. It goes by the name One True Light. Why is this in today's selections, basically?
Well, basically, I always create a playlist every 1 or 2 months and just put all the new tracks that I find in it if it's on Spotify. And I was just at my friend's house recently having a barbecue, and this came on, Shazammed it, and yeah, I thought I knew all of Crazy P's tracks, but apparently not. So yeah, super love this song. Found it a couple of weeks ago, and I've just got it on repeat at the moment.
Amazing stuff. Well, we're going to jump into it now, get some OC selection flavours up in the up on the playlist thing this morning. It's just gone 12 minutes past 9 here, Trickstar Radio. We are live in the building. It's KXVU on the interview hour. We're in the building till 10, and we're going to come back to the other side talking more about La Collectif and what else you've got in the bag. So keep it locked and don't go anywhere, my friends. 16 minutes past 9 here, Trickstar Radio. We're back inside the building, bringing you some more fresh flavours this morning. That one, Crazy P with One True Light. And we have the wonderful OC in the building with us this morning. How are you feeling? How's your morning?
Hello, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm really excited to be here. I love the Trickstar studio.
Fabulous.
It's cute.
Well, obviously, we've got a couple of things to kind of dive into. One of those being Trickstar related, kind of moving forward, which is very exciting indeed.
Yes.
So I want to talk a little bit about La Collectif. Now, from what I've seen online, from what you've told me as well, it's a very exciting project. Do you want to talk me through essentially what it is in essence, and then how it's developed and what's kind of on the way?
Oh, big question. Yeah. So La Collectif is the name of a female-led DJ collective and community that I guess started, created in January this year.
You're very, very modest about putting this all together.
Well, it's basically a space for marginalised groups in the electronic/dance music scene. I just want to champion work that marginalised groups are doing in the music scene at the moment, because obviously it's very outweighed by males. So I'm just bringing up the balance with this nice space, and started with just a little idea. I'd heard of Rhythm Sister before, a female DJ collective, and I thought, it'd be really cool to be part of one. And then I thought, hey, create your own one. So literally in the space of like 24 hours, I'd thought of like the branding, like the colours, the fonts, the name, created the Instagram, SoundCloud, like event ideas, kind of put a calendar together of what I wanted to do in the next 6 months sort of thing. And now more than 6 months has gone by, and I'm really, really pleased with how it's grown and expanded. And yeah, social media has just made it boom, which is amazing.
I mean, this is the thing. When we were talking earlier about you being quite on it with kind of posting and stuff like that, the La Collective page has grown massively in a very short space of time, both on SoundCloud and Instagram. It seems like the interaction you're getting is great. Like, how did you go around kind of putting a collective together?
Oh, well, I just... well, I thought, how am I going to get people to want to follow and join in? Because obviously, I've just started this Instagram page with 3 posts, like who's going to want to get involved? So I decided to do a mix series to celebrate the launch of La Collective. So I just was messaging lots of people saying, do you want to do a mix for the mix series? So had that releasing once a week and once every other week for a few months. Had some really cool people on there. Some people with not many followers, and some people with 1,000, 2,000 followers, which was really good because then their followers started following us too.
Of course.
And then started doing, since the beginning, Slap of the Week, which is our favourite track of the week. So I'll literally go on SoundCloud and dig through people's profiles and stuff that they've released that might not necessarily be on a label, because sometimes you can find some really juicy stuff on SoundCloud. So and just constant posting, promoting what people are up to, like radio shows, guest mixes, doing maybe 3 or 4 posts a week, stories as well, getting all interactive with our followers. And it's just grown and grown and grown, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. It must be exciting for you because it's exciting to watch from the outside. I'm staying on top of it as well. As I said, I've said a couple of times, you are very on it with making sure stuff's there and in the right place at the right time. Obviously, off the back of that, the collective's grown. There's a lot of conversation going on about what you guys are doing, and obviously you've just started a Trickstar Show essentially as well.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So once a month, every 4th Sunday of the month, 12 till 2, is going to be live from the studio, which is really exciting. This will be the first live radio show that we're doing, because a lot of our residents, I need to talk about them, they've got their own radio shows, but we're really excited to have this live one. So it's going to be any of the La Collective resident DJs that are either Brighton based or fairly near Brighton, London, whoever can make it down, just showcasing our music for a couple of hours once a month.
There we go.
Yeah.
Obviously with that as well, you've mentioned the residents there. Do you want to talk me through what's going on with the residencies, shall we say?
Yeah. So I thought it would be good to have a nice solid team of resident DJs. So I launched a competition in March for people to send over a 1-hour unreleased mix, international and UK based, because I thought it would be good to have people from all over the globe getting involved. And we already had people in the mix series, someone's from California, someone from Italy, so it just made sense. People sent in their mixes. I listened to them all. There were so many good ones. I was originally meant to choose 15 resident DJs, but we've gone with 17 because there were just so many good mixes.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? And good vibes all around. Everyone that entered that I chose in the end had also messaged and been I love what you're up to, whereas some people literally just sent over a mix, whereas a lot of people were actually told me a bit about themselves, which I thought was really nice as well. Announced the winners in June, and I sent them out some little welcome packs, La Collective welcome packs.
These were amazing, by the way, from what I saw. They looked amazing.
So cute. So they had loads of stuff in, La Collective stickers, bath bombs, face masks, necklaces, headphone adapters. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but it was all La Collective colours. So the colour scheme we've got is mint green and lilac, which are really bold contrasting colours, and I think you can definitely tell. You'll be scrolling through your news feed and you'll see that, and you won't even have to see the username and you'll know it's La Collective, which is awesome. So we're making moves.
Definitely, 100%. And as I said, watching it from the outside, it looks great. Obviously, you're cracking on with your solo projects as well. A question, kind of looking at everything overall. When you first started, obviously, first picked up the controller, shall we say? It sounds very retro, doesn't it? When I first picked up the controller. But when you were first in that situation, did you imagine that this many things would be bubbling away?
Yes and no. I knew that I was taking on a real big project, and I also took into account that I was starting this project in lockdown when, pubs and everything weren't open. There was nothing else going on. I had all the time in the world to sort all this out, so I knew that it was going to be really time consuming and it was going to take up a lot of my life. But that's the whole point. Like, I found my passion. I want to pour hours and hours of my week into doing this. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how much it has grown, and I'm surprised that we've got so many different things going on. But yeah, I'm loving it all and just diving headfirst into it, and also still establishing a balance of work life, because I guess it is work. At one point I was replacing my morning routine of breathing exercises and stuff for replying to emails and stuff, and that's when I realised I was feeling a bit out of kilter. So yeah, still establishing that work-life balance and enjoying the process very, very much.
Amazing stuff. Well, we've got you in the guest mix for the next 30 minutes. We're going to jump into a tune before that though, but when it comes to the actual guest mix, what sort of thing can we expect very quickly?
Well, because it's summer, I'm very influenced by Afrobeat, Afro synth, very African inspired tunes, so I've mushed them all together, my favourite ones at the moment, and it was a challenge. Normally it is a challenge mixing new kinds of music, and this mix was a challenge for me, but I really enjoyed it, and I hope everyone else does.
Amazing stuff. We're going to get into this one first. The Frank Professionals, Afe Ato Yenbaya. I believe I pronounced that just about correctly.
Yeah.
I hope so. And then we're going to listen to this, and then we're going to get into the guest mix. So keep it up, people. OC, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you for having me.
This is Breakfast with KXVU, bringing you their morning flavours on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.